Join me as we walk along the Derry City Walls and I give you a brief history of the city and the walls themselves. These walls were built between 1613 and 1619 during the Plantation of Ulster, a period when English and Scottish settlers were brought into the north of Ireland. The city itself was carefully planned and these walls were designed as a defensive stronghold. What's remarkable is this: they were never breached. Even during some of the most intense warfare in Irish history, including the famous Siege of Derry, these walls still held. As you walk along here, you're following a complete circuit of around 1.5 kilometres. The walls rise up to 8 metres high in places and vary in thickness, but everywhere they offer a unique perspective. On one side you're looking into the historic city centre, on the other you're looking out towards the River Foyle and the newer parts of Derry. This contrast, old and new, is one of the defining features of the city. You'll also notice cannons positioned along the walls. Many of these are replicas, but placed where the original defences once stood. These bastions, large projecting sections of the wall, were designed so defenders could see and fire in multiple directions. During the siege of 1689, the city was surrounded for 105 days. Inside the walls were Protestant defenders, many of them apprentices who had famously shut the gates against the force of King James II. That moment is still remembered today. It's a key part of the city's identity, especially within the Unionist tradition. Now, if you look out over other sides of the wall, you'll see the Bogside. This area played a key role in the much more recent history of Derry City. During the late 1960s and the early 1970s, the period known as the Troubles, Derry was one of the focal points of the conflict. Just below here is where events such as Bloody Sunday took place, when civil rights marchers were shot by British soldiers. Today the Bogside is known for its large-scale murals which tell the story of that period from the locals' perspective. For visitors, it's one of the most powerful and thought-provoking parts of the city. But Derry isn't just defined by conflict. As you continue along the walls, you'll notice how compact the city is. Everything is within walking distance. Shops, pubs, museums, historic buildings, all sitting inside or just beyond the walls. That makes it one of the easiest cities in Ireland to explore. And looking out towards the river, you'll see the Guildhall, one of the most remarkable buildings in the city. With its neo-Gothic design and stained glass windows, it reflects another layer of Derry's history, its connection to London and the guilds that helped fund the plantation. But beyond that is the River Foyle, which has always been central to the city's development, economically, strategically and culturally. There are also several gates built into the walls, each leading into different parts of the city. Originally there were 4 main gates, but more were added over time as the city expanded. Passing through these gates today, you move seamlessly between centuries of history, stepping from 17th century defensive structure into a modern living city. And inside the walls you'll find a mix of old and new. Historic streets, churches and buildings sit alongside modern cafes, independent shops and cultural spaces. Derry has built a strong reputation in recent years as a cultural destination. In fact, it was named the UK City of Culture in 2013, a major moment to help showcase the city's creativity, music and art scene. And if you're visiting, there are a few things worth knowing. The walls themselves are completely free to walk, as you can see here, and they're open all year round. You can take your time, stop at different points and really get a feel for the layout of the city. There are also guided tours available, often led by local guides who bring both the history and personal stories to life. Also from the city walls you can see the Peace Bridge, open in 2011. It physically and symbolically connects different parts of the city, linking communities that were once divided. It's become one of the modern landmarks of Derry and a symbol of how the city has changed. And that's something you'll notice as you walk along these walls. They were built for defence, for division and for protection, but today they're used for something very different. For walking, for reflecting and for bringing people together, although there was no one on the bridge during my walk. So as you complete the circuit, you're essentially walking through over 400 years of history, from plantation period to the Siege of Derry to the Troubles and into the modern city you see today. So Derry is a place with a complex past but also a strong sense of identity and resilience, and for visitors it offers something very rare. Not just history that you can read about, but history that you can walk through, stand on and see from every angle. And there's no better place to understand it all than right here on the walls. So if you ever do want to take a walk, it is quite enjoyable. I got it on a nice quiet beautiful evening. So that is just a brief overlook of Derry City and the Derry City Walls, and I'll leave you at that.